So I've got a Raspberry Pi 2 right here that I had running WeWix, which is a weather station, and it started to fail, so I put it on to my Raspberry Pi 3 that is running off a hard drive, which is this. And to do that, first we will hook up the, right now the SD card is in a SD card reader. I'll hook it up to the Raspberry Pi 3 and then we'll do some tests on it to see if the SD card is good. If the SD card is good, then we'll go from there. Alright, when we plug in the SD card reader into the USB, we want to make sure that we know which one it is. So, what we will do is type in LS-USB, and then we'll plug this in. And try it again. And did it find it? Right there, it's a Realtek Semiconductor Corp. And then it is SDE 6, 5, 6, and 7. So we should be able to do a FSK on that and make sure that the SD card is alright. So on the Windows machine, we want to make sure once again that the SDE is what we have, and that's a 32 gigabyte SD card, and it is SDE. So now we do a FSCK, and you have to make sure it's unmounted. That was mounted, so I unmounted it and redid the FSCK, and there is a problem. So raymii.org tells how he went about doing his SD card. Notice MKE2FS-N for the device. That's pretty important because what happens if you don't put the -N in is this. All of a sudden I'm formatting the SD card as a ext2 format. So you take the card, you plug it in, it says it's iDrive, use SD formatter to format the SD card because SD cards are special. Once you format it, you can use Win32 Disk Imager to write the latest Raspbian operating system on it, and then go ahead and start up the machine, make sure it boots, and then you will check out the hardware. So it's formatted. We'll go ahead and put the operating system on, boot up the Pi2, and look for a program that'll stress the hardware. And we found one in GitHub, icon CWD RPi benchmark. And it's a pretty simple program. Well, it's actually more than pretty simple. All you do is copy and paste the curl-l command into a console, and it does the 7 benchmark tests. I did that on the Pi2 and did not have a failure, so one would assume that the hardware is okay and that the main problem was with the SD card. So right now it's running just idle. And this is what the one on the right is the Pi2, and the one on the left is probably a Pi3. And about, well, my internet speed is pretty bad, but the CPU and everything else looks like it's about twice as slow as the Pi3, but it did not fail. So with that, that is how I tested the Pi2 to make sure that it was not hardware.